Get those likes up, ladies and gentlemen. Get those likes up, ladies and gentlemen. Timer's ticking. Last chance to hit those likes. Let's get the party started.
Yo! What's going on, guys? What's going on? Long time no see. What's up, everyone? What's up? I see everyone in here right now. What's going on? What's going on? I'm gonna switch on over here. I gotta fix the. I gotta fix a couple things. I switched over to my old computer, so you won't see the Bitcoin price or anything on the screen. But what's going on, man? What is going on? NFT Boogie, Bathwater Mike, Macintosh. What's going on, everyone? A lot happened before I leave. Guys, you notice whenever I leave, it could be for a few days, it could be for a week, it could be for a day. But any time that I leave, anytime, the market seems to dump. So every single time. Crane said, oh crap, this guy is back. What are you trying to say, Crane? What are you trying to say? So I need to fix a few things going on for tonight's stream. But yeah, we're back. We're ready to rock and roll. I got back into the swing of things here. It feels weird anytime I go away for even like a day. It feels really, really weird. It's like Sunday nights. Anytime I come back on Sunday nights, I'm like, do I remember how to talk? This is kind of weird. What's going on, John? Like number 92. We already got 92 likes in here. Holy shit. It's a lot for a morning stream to begin with. Guys, smack up that like button. Subscribe to the stream if you are new. We got a lot to talk about today, man. Price action can't happen on stream. Market makers rule. Yeah, that is very, very true. But let's talk about a few things here. So it's Thursday. It's Thursday. It's not a new week here. I usually am used to a new week at this time. But what did Bitcoin do since I was gone? It did a couple things that I told you guys I didn't want to see. Just to start out here. We got this upward sloping trend line on the daily RSI. It looks like we smacked that to the downside. Okay, we smacked that. Smacked that all over the floor, like Akon says on Thursday morning. I don't think anyone wants to listen to that song right now. I think it's too early, as we're all sipping our coffee here. But we did smack that RSI trend line back down to the downside. Guys, don't troll me. Come on, guys. I'm trying to switch over my computer. Don't be trolling me about the mic and all this stuff, okay? Please. You can do it any other day, but not today. Man. But we did smack that to the downside. I did tell you guys, if we did break that to the downside, I'm going to be getting a little bit more cautious. And I did take some profits on some alts up in this region right here. Not the exact top, but up in this region the last couple days. Just because I told you guys, if Bitcoin broke this, I had to look at this as like, all right, you know, the last couple times that we did this, the last couple of times that we did this was right here. Right here. So right here, you broke this to the downside right here. Bitcoin absolutely got capitulated right to the downside. You guys saw what happened there when we broke this upward sloping trend line. That was no bueno, no bueno for Bitcoin. We go back all over here. Bitcoin broke it right here in this range right here, starting on this candle. That was obviously no bueno to the downside after we broke that. So I told you guys, I have to respect that a little bit, okay? I have to look at for what it is. You know, should we be panicking? You know, is it the end of the world? I don't think it's the end of the world just yet. I'll take a look at a few things here that I actually do like on like the daily time frame, the 4-hour time frame, the hourly, pretty much everything. There's a couple good things on the charts here for at least maybe a little bit of a move to the upside. I'll show you guys in just a second though. Cody said Wreck City. Thank you guys for not trolling. I appreciate it. You guys are like, I'm just gonna troll them anyways. You guys don't want to troll today, man. You guys don't want to troll. There's a booger on your cheek. There's no booger on my cheek. Come on. Oh, yes. I probably shouldn't tell you guys this. Yesterday, I had a pretty good-sized booger on my nose yesterday. I was just sitting, and I was like, wow. You guys ever sit, and you're like, wow, one of my nostrils is clogged. And you just know, like you might be with someone else, and you know you can't get it out at that moment. Or you could. It would just be weird. So you have to kind of like wait it out and hope that like it doesn't fall out. Yeah, that's what went down yesterday. That's what went down. Anyways, what's going on here in the daily time frame? So right now we're trying to hold that 50 EMA. You guys know I'd love to hold that 50 EMA on the daily time frame now. But if you actually look at what we have on the daily, right? And this is why I know we broke this upward sloping RSI trend line right here. But if you look at what's going on here, we do have a little bit of bullish divergence. We have higher lows on the daily, and we have lower lows. Whether you want to take it from this low, whether you want to take it from this low, either way you look at it, you got some bullish divergence on the daily time frame. It's actually the first time we had bullish divergence on the daily in this whole run, actually. Actually, no, besides... no, this actually wasn't bullish divergence. And that wasn't either. So this is actually the first time you've had daily bullish divergence on this entire move to the upside. You know, does that necessarily mean you have to pump to the upside? No, it doesn't mean you have to pump to the upside, right? And quite frankly, you got to wait for this daily close anyway. Like if we dump today, this doesn't matter. This is disqualified. But if we hold this level at the 50 EMA, we can get back above the 50 EMA, get back above the 20 EMA, and hold the bullish divergence. I actually really like where the daily is right now. I'm not going to lie. But I really, really want to hold the level where it is right now. And if you actually look at where the daily time frame came to as well, and we kind of talked about, we want to take these vector candles. So if we do continue up, we don't have to worry later, right? We just come back down, take them now, okay? And then we can kind of throw that out the window, you know what I'm saying? So that's what we did. You see this yellow daily vector candle right here, which is the green vector candle. Shout out to my guy, Tino. What we did is we basically came back down, took this liquidity all the way back down here to this vector candle. Look where we wicked to. Look where we wicked to yesterday. Right to that bottom of that one, and now we're trying to hold that level. Now, like I said, you could disqualify this if you dumped, you know what I mean? But take it for what you will. At least at the moment, I don't hate where it is. And that's why the title of the stream is I'm Not Worried Yet. Could be, if all this stuff gets nullified. Like if we dump the rest of the day today, yeah, I mean, we're most likely going to end up coming back down to the bottom of this channel, right? Because at the end of the day, yes, we broke the wedge. We'll take a look at it in a second, but we still are in this daily channel. And you know, if we went straight down today, that would put Bitcoin at like 21,700, okay? So take it for what you will, right? We definitely could go down there, but I'll tell you guys why I could see Bitcoin getting a slight move to the upside here in the short term. Drew, what's going on, buddy? He said, how was the trip? It was a good trip, man. I saw a lot of the family. Saw a lot of the family. Not everyone that I wanted to see, but I did see a lot of the family. It was nice to see them, and yeah, it was good, man. It was good. It was definitely good, man. Some time away from the charts is definitely good. I have to admit. Sometimes it's like it is kind of refreshing, and a lot of you guys wanted the dump, and I tell you guys, whenever I go on a trip, Bitcoin dumps. It is what it is. You know what I mean? We break 23K, 22.6 is the last line of support for 21K. Yeah, we'll take a look at that right now, right? So let's go to the 4-hour time frame. When I left, we were actually looking at this rising wedge, and that rising wedge smacked down to the downside. I don't know if you guys can hear this, but let me know if you guys can hear this sound, by the way. Right? We smacked. Okay, I don't think you guys can hear it. But anyways, we smacked this rising wedge to the downside. Okay? So that played out pretty perfectly. But, unfortunately, if we look at what we also did during that time frame, is not only did we smack that rising wedge to the downside, but we actually smacked this bigger rising wedge to the downside like yesterday, actually. We smacked it to the downside yesterday with some volume on that dump, right? With some volume. You had a vector candle shoot you back down below that support. No sound? Can you hear the dump music, though? Okay, there we go. You can hear the dump music. But we smacked this back down to the downside. The 20K waiting room. I know a lot of you guys, right? Let's do a quick poll. Let's do a quick poll real quick before we continue on. Do you want Bitcoin to dump? The most basic question in the world. Do you want Bitcoin to dump? Not do you think it's going to dump. Do you want Bitcoin to dump? This tells me all I need to know. When I see these poll results, this tells me all I need to know. No, but seriously, if you look at where Bitcoin is right now, all right, you did smack this bigger rising wedge to the downside. And we talked about these break down 68% of the time. So we knew at some point, whether it's Bitcoin continued up and then dumped, we knew at some point this was probably going to correct a little bit, okay? At some point. It was not like every altcoin, Bitcoin, was in this rising wedge pattern. They break down a high percentage of the time. It was likely, okay? Now, you did get that move to the downside. Now, look at where we're at right now. And this is why, it's a very, very interesting point for BTC. I will say this. Bitcoin has tried to basically come back up and get back above this previous support level here, where you had 1 support, 2 support, 3 support before you dumped. If Bitcoin fails and keeps failing to get back above this 23,635 level and also this upward sloping trend line, it's probably just going to be a dump, a retrace, and a continuation back down. The first level I'm looking at is 22,400 if it does continue down here. But if you look at what Bitcoin's doing here, take a quick gander on the charts. Take a look at what Bitcoin's doing. So you have lower lows. You see these lower lows on the 4-hour RSI, and you have higher lows on the price action. So we talked about the bullish divergence on the daily. You also have the bullish divergence on the 4-hour time frame. All right, so you're at an interesting point right now, right? Where if Bitcoin can get any momentum, turn this into some type of fake out down here and blast you back up into the wedge formation, all right, we might be looking at a test of the highs. And I'll show you guys why that at some point I do expect Bitcoin to come back up to the highs. Whether it dumps first and comes back up, nevertheless, I do expect it to come back up to test these higher levels here at some point. And I'll show you guys exactly why in the 4-hour time frame. But, you're also at that 200 EMA. You're at an interesting point. If that breaks, though, I'm looking at 22,400 down there. All right, 22,400. We're gondering. NFT Boogie said, I'm going to long, but still want to go lower to increase my position. See this poll now? You see, this is exactly what I want to see, man. Do you want Bitcoin to dump? 64% of people want Bitcoin to dump. Perfect. It's exactly what I want to see. Okay? If it was 64% said no, that would mean that a lot of people are still in positions up here and want the prices to go up, or they FOMO'd in up here and want the prices to go up. The fact that 64% of people said that, quite frankly, 64% of people said that they want the price to go up, shows me that a lot of people probably took profits up here, which I agree with. I did too. And now they want it to come back down so they can buy back in lower. It's totally a valid strategy. I'm not going to hate on it. I'm not going to hate on any strategy. You want to invest in SHIB? Doge? Go ahead. I bought some Doge not too long ago, right? You want to do that? I'm not going to hate on any strategy. Because why? We're here to make money at the end of the day, right? It is what it is. 25K is too expensive? Relatively, maybe in today's time frame. I would definitely agree. I would definitely agree. Now, I'm trying to long support. Yeah, man. And I told you guys, like, I do think, bearing any crazy circumstances, we'll talk about the DXY. The DXY is pumping like crazy right now. Like, man, it's so annoying, bro. It looked like it finally broke trend, and then it did a little fake out. Whoop, 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 right back to the upside, man. Whoop. I used to do that when I used to play basketball. I used to make those annoying sounds, and I used to piss whoever was guarding me off. I used to go, whoop, and they used to get pissed, and I used to get in their head. Kind of like I do now with the charts, I guess. But anyways, whoop. I'll stop. But the DXY is going nuts to the upside right now. That's not what we want to see. That's definitely not what we want to see. Did a little fake out, bake out down here. Now it's coming back up. And the S&P 500, if we actually look at where the S&P is, right here, actually, I already have it on this chart. If you look at where the S&P 500 is, you guys can see that we tested this downward sloping trend line. And Bitcoin's going to fall. Bitcoin's going to do whatever the freaking stock market's going to do, man. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we can get all excited for Bitcoin. Woo, woo, woo! It's going to do whatever the stock, whatever the S&P is going to do, whatever the NASDAQ is going to do. It's going to do whatever it's going to do, right? And if you look at where the S&P came up to, we were looking for this to back test, and it did. Okay, the day that I left, it actually perfectly came up and back tested that, and that's where it finding resistance. All right, so it's a tough spot. And if you look at it just like logically where the S&P could come back down to, it probably makes sense for it to come back down and at least back test the 200 EMA, which is a little bit lower than it is right now. It's about a 2% drop. You're not talking about a massive drop, but a 2% drop in the S&P. Could that mean Bitcoin comes back down and tests the bottom of this daily channel? It definitely could. So let's pay attention at the end of the day. We are at resistance on the S&P. The NASDAQ did break out. Now it's coming back down to back test. I think the best scenario is just a quick back test and a continuation back up. If we want Bitcoin to continue back up, we want to see the stock markets kind of continue their momentum to the upside. But right now, they are finding some resistance. That's why you're finding Bitcoin kind of finding some resistance. You know what I'm saying? Just go away again. It's so mean, man. Just go away again so they could dump. That's so mean. Come on, guys. Mike said, did you buy near? No. I was getting greedy on near, and I told you guys where I was going to buy near. We'll talk about near in a second. I told you guys where I was going to buy near, and I did not buy near, man. I did not buy near. It's ridiculous, bro. Ridiculous. No, but let's go to real quick, and I'm going to show you guys what I'm looking at here. So even if Bitcoin goes lower, okay, what I'm looking at is these vector candles up here. You guys see these juicy vectors? You see these juicy vectors? Big red vector candle to the downside. Big red vector candle to the downside. Looks like Bitcoin's just kind of just oscillating in this falling channel, right? Downside, up, downside, up, downside. Now it's coming back up. Definitely could get rejected here, come back down, and then come back up. But you look like we're just forming this downwards channel at the end of the day. But if you look at what's going on here for Bitcoin, you got to expect it to come back up to these regions at some point. It might go lower first for it to come back up to the upside, but you do got, look at this juicy red one right here, okay? Liquidity right there. Look at this juicy red one right here. Liquidity right there that they didn't come back up and take yet. So I got to assume whatever they want to do here, whether they want to dump it back down, make a W, not text. I don't want text. Come on, man, get out of here. Whether they come back down, make a W pattern just to pump it back up and then take these right here, or if they want to, come back down to the support level that we talked about, which is back down here at about 22.7, where they want to come back down to 22.7 and then bring it back up. I do expect them to come back up and take that at some point, but it's a matter of when, right? It's obviously a matter of when. But I do like, I still like what I see, because here's the thing. We go back to the daily chart real quick. One more thing on the daily chart. Let's go back over here. Vitalik is still not impressed. What are we doing on the daily chart? And this is what I love to see. And pay attention. This is very, very importante. So make sure you guys are paying attention to the charts right now. Okay, let me take a sip of coffee for this because I need to be jacked up. Pay attention here. What are we doing on the daily that I love? And it's something that we needed to do at some point because we honestly, we look at what we did here on the stock RSI. We just kept holding the highs, man. And what I do like about what I see in the charts right now, or what I see in the stock RSI, is we know whenever we get the daily stock RSI cross, okay, it's likely that we're going to see a little bit of a downtrend. And that's what we saw, right? Back on August 14th, which I think was Sunday. Sunday. Ever since then, we've been in a downtrend. But what does that have Bitcoin do? It's letting that stock RSI reset back to the bottom, okay? It's letting it reset back to the bottom. Now, it doesn't mean it could be at the bottom and still go down, but you want to see the momentum bottom out, and that's going to give you a higher chance to come back up to the upside, all right? I didn't even notice this, but I actually went back in the past. This is the longest the daily RSI has ever gone in Bitcoin's whole history, right? Since 2011, this is the longest that daily RSI has ever stayed above the oversold territories in the history of Bitcoin without resetting. Think about that for a second. That's crazy. You guys can go back and look. Like, it always comes back down to resets pretty damn quick. And look at the chart right now. It's just hovered up here since about June 21st. You're talking 2 months of just staying up here, okay? So you allowing this to reset without really dumping that much, right? I mean, you've come down from the closes from about 24.4 to 23.4. Talking about $1,000 difference on the closes, but you're resetting this thing all the way back down to the downside, okay? So the hope is that Bitcoin can kind of just stay in this general range here, reset this, okay, and then allow it to come back up again, which should give you some momentum back to the upside, okay? So, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. So I do like that you're allowing that to reset without really dumping the price too much. Now, that could change real quickly if the stock market starts to come back down. But at least at the moment, that's why I say I'm not too worried at the moment, quite frankly. Because I told you guys, I do think there's a high chance that the bottom is in for the macro. But that doesn't mean that Bitcoin can't come back down to 19K, 20K, right? 21K. Doesn't mean it can't come back down to these regions, okay? But if it does, that's going to be a huge buy opportunity for Bitcoin and altcoins, okay? And a lot of people are hoping for a second chance. Like, guys, raise your hand in the chat. Who's hoping for a second chance back down at the lows? Who's hoping for 17K, 18K, 19K, 20K again? I would be opposed to it. Because what the last 2 months have showed me is how much the market can come back up when it does, man. So, at the end of the day, you got to be happy with whatever direction it goes. And if it does come back down to these regions, a lot of you guys have been praying and hoping for a second chance back down there. The question is, are you going to take advantage of it? That's the question. That's the question, man. That's the big question. The only way it goes lower than 17.6K to me is if a massive black swan event, right? If China invades Taiwan, okay, yeah, we're probably going below 17K, right? If, what would be another example here? Inflation comes out next month, we're at like freaking 11%. We're probably going below 17K, okay? Those things are, I would say, more improbable than probable though, right? So, at least at the moment. So, yeah. I mean, that's the only way we go below 17K, in my opinion, right? So, I'll be taking advantage. If we go back to 19, 20, 21K, I'll be taking advantage of it, and it's going to be super exciting again, just because you already know what happened the last 2 months, right? So, it is what it is. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. But that is happening next year. Depends on the midterms. Drew said, I really want more. Your mom said, I already bought the dip. My mom didn't already buy the dip. My dad's looking to buy the dip, and my dad was like, tell me what I should buy. And quite frankly, for his sake, I actually kind of hope that we come back down to like 19, 20K, because I'll probably tell him to scoop some up right there, if that's the case. I should have told him last time over here, but quite frankly, if we come back down to 2019K, that's probably where I tell him to enter there. 17K will be Bit City. You think so, Cody? Nice. All right, let's continue on. So, One more thing. We know we're all waiting for the hash ribbons signal to cross. All right, we want to see that buy signal on the hash ribbons. Okay, if you don't know what the hash ribbons are, we can go back in time. Whenever you get a buy signal on the hash ribbons, which basically means, so you get the capitulation signal on the hash ribbons, which means that miners are capitulating, right? They have to sell because they're not profitable. Okay, but when you get the buy signal, usually means that the miners don't have to sell their Bitcoin anymore. Okay. Now we got really close to crossing on the last weekly candle. We are really close to crossing these back. We actually got the green dot, which usually precedes. That usually means that actually forget the exact definition. That means recovered or recovering. Okay, so you got the green signal. After you get the green signal, the blue signal usually comes, it could take still a little bit, but it usually comes shortly after that. So we're very close. When you go back to all the buy signals, it's been every single time has been a fantastic buy. I think there's been 13 iterations, something like that. You go back in all the times that this crossed buy, right? I'll just hover over them for a second. You can see that they've been fantastic times buy. Now they haven't crossed yet, so we still got a little time to go on those. But that's just another signal that I'm watching for, just to give me even more of a clue, or at least an educated guess. I have no idea where the market's going, but at least an educated guess on where it could go. You know what I mean? So that is that. And obviously the market cipher flip, we got the 2-week market cipher flip. The last 2 times that we had the momentum waves all the way back down at the lows here, and we got that green dot on the 2-week. That has resulted in the bottom already being in. All right, so once again, there's a lot of good things on the longer term time frame charts, and I will always say this, guys. I don't know if you can hear the rant alert, but there you go. I will always say this. You can still dump on the 4-hour, the daily, and still be good on the weekly and the 2-week, right? Just think about it for a second, okay? You could still dump, have a massive dump on the daily and still be bullish on the 2-week, okay? It can happen. So stay patient, and I will say one more thing about Bitcoin is most Bitcoin bear markets, gross to crossing. Oh, you guys are probably talking about that cross, huh? We got a bright green in the daily hash ribbon early July. That was a solid signal. A bright green in the daily. True. The other thing that I'll say, and I'll continue to say this, even though, I still think it's possible to go up shorter term here, but, every single bear market has always been a double bottom. Every single one. Every single one. The only one that you could argue that wasn't was March of 2020 because there was insane money printing and it was an unprecedented time with people thinking that zombies were going to overtake the earth. Okay, that was an unprecedented time. I throw basically the end of 2019 to the beginning of 2020 in the trash as far as charts go because literally people thought zombies were going to overtake the earth at some point. So take it for what you will. Every single bear market has been a double bottom. So to say that this could be the point where Bitcoin starts to come back down and then create that higher low or double bottom or even a little fake out to the downside before coming back up, I would not say that's terribly unlikely, right? Now whether we come back up higher and come back down or come back down now, I do think you're going to see those prices at some point again because that's what you've always done, right? You go back to 2018, man. It's what you've always done, and that's why you can't let it scare you, man. You can't let it scare you. I've always made this case, man. The bottom's never going to be, oh, woohoo, we hit the bottom, we're going to the moon. No, it's always going to do what it always does, which is you're going to hit the bottom. You're not going to know it's the bottom at that point. You're going to get a nice little rally to the upside. Woohoo, bull market back. But at some point, you're always going to pull back and test the lows where people will be calling for lower prices. It's still not going to be obvious at the bottom, and then it's going to take off. That's what it does every time, man. That's what it did in 2018. That's what it did. I mean, you could argue 2020 or 2021, right? Right here, everyone was calling for 20K. 20K, 20K, 20K. You came back up. Oh, bull market's back, right? 40K, woohoo! Then it came back down. It came back down to 28K. Everyone was like, holy shit, 20K is coming. And that's when it reversed. Okay? You go back to 2014, 2015. It's the same point, man. You drop down to the lows, hit the bottom. You came back up, everyone calling bull market back. And what do? You come back down the lows and test again. And this one was even more juicy. Then they pumped it up again. Broke the 20-week moving average. And they brought it back down again. But nevertheless, what'd you do the whole time? You made higher lows on the closes, man. But there was plenty of times where they wicked it down and faked you out. Just to reverse it back to the upside. All right? So the bottom's never going to be comfy. It's never going to be sitting on some cloud, bro. It's never going to be sitting on some cloud. You know what I mean? It's going to make you question your investment. It's going to make you question yourself. Okay? So if it comes back down to 20K, don't be instantly calling for 10K. Because that's what happens every single time. Can it happen? Yes. Be prepared for anything. 10K is still possible. Okay? That's not what I'm saying. But if it does happen like that, where it starts to come back down, this is a hypothetical, it starts coming back down to 20K, don't be instantly going, 20K guaranteed. No, it's not guaranteed. Because every bear market bottom is a double or even triple bottom sometimes. It's never a V-shaped recovery. Okay? So take it for what it is, man. Take it for what it is. Randler. I don't know if you guys can hear it, so I'm going to do my own. Oh, man. Yo, I'm super late today. What's going on, Bruno? Bruno, my guy. Why is the chat all jacked up? Holy crap, man. Can you do Bob and Horse Guy frolicking in the woods talking about the bottom? We'll do that later. That's our... Wow, Bob. The bottom is in. Isn't it great? You know, it's never like that. You're always going to be, like, scared. You know what I mean? Let's see. What's going on, Boogie? All right, so that's that. One more quick thing on ETH. Bruno! Quad bottom would be so painful. that would be very, very painful. This was the 20th century sound effect. No. Let's go check out ETH. Right? What's going on with ETH, man? I feel like I have a booger on my nose. Sorry, guys. If you see a booger fall out of my nose in the next 10 seconds, I promise. I warned you. I have no idea. What's going on with Ethereum, bro? You know what I mean? ETH is doing its thing, right? It's chilling like a villain. But what's going on with ETH? Should we pack it up for ETH? Is the top in for ETH? Well, we talked about on the weekly time frame how Ethereum is at its biggest resistance point. And what do you know? Ethereum might be forming its first red weekly candle, right where we said Ethereum's biggest resistance is. I told you guys, if there's any point where I see Ethereum reversing back to the downside, it was right here, okay, at 1956. Why? Because that was the bull market support band at the 20-week. Let's boogie. No, you don't want to see the booger just come down my face and start dancing. Boop, 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 boop. Hopefully it doesn't fall into his mouth. I don't know, man. We know how it is by Vitalik sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen. Smart people pick their nose. Look. Oh, shit. I got to fix all this stuff, man. Like I said, guys, I apologize. I fixed... I switched back to my old computer, and now my soundboard's all jacked up. Hold on. Let me do pick nose. Here we go. Look at Vitalik, man. Even the smartest people pick their nose. Look at him. He's digging deep. There he is. Oh, yeah, he has it right in his hand right now. He even goes like this. You know it's a good booger when you go like this. Look at him. Oh, yeah. You know, too, when you get knuckle deep, you know that spot in the nose where it just gets stuck, like that corner, and you have to go knuckle deep to get it out? Vitalik knows what's up. He even puts it on the wall, man. And that's how you know he's smart, because he doesn't give a flying F about anything. Anyways, biggest resistance for Ethereum, okay, was the bull market, the bear market resistance band, okay, the 20-week SMA, 21-week exponential moving average. And if you look left, right at this level, this was a big resistance and support level right here, okay, looking left. Now, where could we go from here? The big question that we had was, we did break this RSI downtrend, right? We had 1, 2, 3 touches. We did smack that to the upside. So we sort of said there's kind of mixed signals here, okay? We smacked the momentum indicator to the upside, but at the same time, we're finding resistance at a key level. So what can we expect? Will this be a point where Ethereum just kind of comes back down a little bit just to rise back up? Certainly could be. It certainly could be. And the big level I'd be looking at is, if Ethereum does continue back down, is like 1720. which is the previous summer lows from last summer, right? From last summer. You guys remember last summer? Isn't that a song? I remember last summer. I remember last summer. I remember. Can we get happy and clappy for the dumb? Sure. I'm not very happy. I would rather go up at this point, but I would say a lot of people want to accumulate longer. A lot of my family wants to accumulate longer. Okay. You know, like my mom's boyfriend, he wants to be able to buy lower. My dad wants to be able to buy lower. So, I mean, I guess at some point I got to respect that. But it's selfish me. I'm ready for it to go back up, but it is what it is. If you want to go lower again, it is what it is. But anyways, the 1720 level from last summer. I know you did last summer. There you go. These are the lows right here. All right? I knew there was a song. I did. So ETH kind of mixed signals on the weekly. We'll come back to it. I'm gonna make a video on Ethereum on the other channel today. Actually, probably right after this. But we go to the 4-hour chart on ETH. Okay, because we know Ethereum has been the driver of the market, right? We've been boop, 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 right? Coming back for the driver of the market. If you look at what Ethereum did, is Ethereum also broke this uptrend of support, right? 1 touch, 2 touches, 3 touches, smacked it down to the downside, right? Boom, right back down to the downside. What are we doing right now? And this is why we got to pay attention right here. Because look at what ETH is doing right now. It's trying to get back above that previous support and not flipping as resistance, but you're just finding resistance at that level. You know what I mean? You keep wicking above, but not being able to get back above there, right? So pay attention to this. But it's the same thing as BTC. We got this wick up here. You see this juicy wick? I got to assume they come back up and take this wick, all right? It's the same thing as BTC on the hourly time frame. We got this. Get out of here. We got this, and we got this vector candle. I got to assume they come back up and take it, whether it's now or later. It's the same thing for Ethereum, man. You got this big wick up here. I got to assume they come back up and take that wick. All right? I got to assume, whether it's now or later. The big level I want to hold for ETH, though, is that 1784 on a daily close. Is 1784. Bathwater said CME added BTC options in January 2020. ETH futures, February 2021. They will add ETH options. Wait. Just be bullish. I will not let a booger come out on stream. I promise, okay? CME added BTC options January 2020. ETH futures February 2021. They will add ETH options this September 12th. Okay, so they added BTC options in January of 2020. Let's see. January 2020. Where was January 2020? January 2020 was right here. Obviously, that led to a pretty nice price increase. And then, obviously, February 2021 was right in here. Yeah, I mean, both times you got pretty nice moves, right? It seems like you got pretty nice moves. So we'll see. That could be something that drives the market up. I mean, there's so many potential catalysts at the moment, which you need one of them. Like whether you get some XRP news, right? XRP wins its lawsuit, or you finally get legislation on any type of crypto, whether it's just BTC, right? Whether you get stablecoin legitimacy, you get any type of catalyst, anything, man. I do think that's going to light a spark up back to the upside, but we just haven't got it yet, you know? It's a patience game with that stuff. Anyways, I'm getting off track here. So if you look at what ETH is doing right now, okay, it did break down from this, but it's trying to get back above. If this can get back above here, I think there's a good chance ETH can just continue up, man. I'm going to be honest. Like, if ETH can get back above this level right here, only if it can. Only if, right? This is not this, okay? As Jordan, subscribe to your OnlyFans, but did not receive the requested feed pics yet. It's been a week since payment. Please send feed pics or I'll contact my lawyer. You ain't getting no feed pic. You don't want my feed pics. I have a huge second toe. My second toe is massive. Yeah, you don't want my feet pics. There's plenty of people that have better feet than me. My second toe is massive. Like, it's so long. Apparently, it's so long. I've seen longer though. To be fair. But anyways, if you can get back over this, I'm gonna look at this as, you know, some type of bull flag formation, if it can continue up. But you got to break this level first. If this level doesn't break, that's all for naught. That's all for naught. Now, same thing on the daily time frame for ETH. ETH did break down here, but here's the same deal. Here's the same deal, right? Let me adjust this a little bit. You're still at support on the daily, right? You're still at support on the daily. But here's the thing. You look at ETH on the daily, what do you got? What do you got brewing on both of these indicators? Look at the setup, man. Look at the setup. And if you guys saw my tweet yesterday, what did I tweet about, guys? I searched, okay, for my drive back from Massachusetts back to New York. I watched so many YouTube videos, and I searched Bitcoin. What is the thing that I saw? Rain alert real quick. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but anyways, rain alert. What did I see? I searched Bitcoin, and every single video on the front page yesterday was showing a thumbnail of the frickin' wedge formation breaking down to the downside. Every single thumbnail calling, pretty much everyone was calling for lower prices yesterday that I watched. Okay, every single person. I don't believe it can be that obvious, man. That is too obvious to me. I don't know. I still feel like that's too obvious. Now, I would say this again. If the stock markets keep dumping, it doesn't matter if it's too obvious. It's gonna go. Bitcoin's gonna go back down to the downside. But every single one was calling for the break of the wedge. Every single one. If you look at what ETH's got here, right? It's still got, at the moment, it's got lower lows. See the lower lows on the daily RSI? And you got higher lows on price action. You're still on support, okay? And you're still just holding the previous highs. And this could just be a previous high flipping a support, right? So I think it's too early to get, too early to start panicking on ETH. I do. I think it's way too early for that. And you also got your daily stock RSI, which we needed to reset. Now getting reset back down to the downside. Okay? And I always keep saying this. ETH has been the driver of the market, man. ETH has been the driver of the market. It did break its daily RSI trend line, which gives me a lot of pause, actually. A lot of pause. A good amount of pause. But it is what it is. Let's see if we can get back over it. I'm hoping this is just a fake out at the moment, but we got to be able to get back over that too. You know what I mean? Godzilla said, you got to remember we're in a bear market. I feel like YouTube sentiment is probably more accurate than a bull market sentiment. I would agree, yeah. I mean, to be fair, in a bull market, most YouTube videos are bullish, and the price most of the time continued up, right? So, you know, it's not a perfect indicator as far as longer term moves, but shorter term moves. When everyone's looking at the same pattern, I don't know. We'll find out. DXY going nuts? Yeah, the DXY is going nuts, man. And that's another thing. It's like, dude, come on, man. The DXY finally looked like it was breaking trend, and then it just bumps to the upside. Why do I blame the DXY going to the upside? Well, it's because you got countries over in Europe with 13-14% inflation. You know what I'm saying? So the DXY is measured against European currencies, especially the euro. And when the euro is losing value, the DXY is going to gain value. So, you know, it is what it is. The UK comes in, and what do they say? They have, what, 13% inflation or some shit like that? You're going to see the DXY go up when that gets announced. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is, man. It is what it is at this point. You know, this thing, it's why I always say you can try to chart the DXY, but I don't know if you can really chart the DXY, man. It's going to do its own thing. All right. What else do we got? We can take a look at some altcoins, guys. We can definitely do that here. We had Parsval became a member. What's going on, Parsval? What's going on, buddy? What's going on, buddy? Stumbledore said, what's going on, Stumbledore? Come in with this $10 super chat. He said, rain alert, Jordan. BB has, no, I'm not saying that. So Bob Jabba can do yours. Not your mom. She's a... One more day without you, who knows what might not have happened. Rough without you, bro. Thanks for coming in, Stumbledore. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, I'll try not to leave. If you guys don't want the market to dump, I'll try not to leave. If you want the market to dump, I'll leave. You know, that's what we're going to kind of do today. Or going forward. David said, have you seen Justin Bennett's tweet showing the S&P from 2008 compared to the current day S&P? Not agreeing, but it's interesting. Yeah, if we compare it to 2008, the S&P would have significant more downside. If you compare it to 2000, the S&P would have significant more downside. You know what I mean? So, take that for what you will. It's all a guess. At the end of the day, it's shit. It's all like, it's all a guess, right? I think we should all be thankful. Just enjoy the accumulation phase. If this is the bottom, we won't get this opportunity again. True. Definitely true, man. Definitely true. I told you that the then get the hell out of here. I want dump. Cody, get out of here, man. We all want lower prices. It's so true, man. It's so true. We got 687 votes, and 55% of people want the Bitcoin to dump now. So that's definitely interesting. I get the sentiment, though. I get it, man. It is what it is. All right, so let's see what else that we got. Drew said, what up, homie? It was a good trip, my man. And then Jonathan became a member. What's going on, John? What's going on, Johnny? Johnny boy. Johnny boy. Johnny, let's go grab some beers at the bar. Let's go grab some beers at the bar, Johnny. All right, let's take a look at, we got this link here. Real quick, just I'm going to do a quick update on a lot of these altcoins, just going to rip through them, because everything kind of played out kind of like we thought it was going to play out, because a lot of these altcoins were forming big rising wedge formations. And what did I kept saying? Like, all right, the short terms don't look bad, but the dailies still have these bearish patterns, and they break down to the downside 68% of the time. You saw Chainlink has now broke this back down to the downside. Okay, now it's just sort of the same thing for Chainlink. We got a nice reset. Okay, a nice reset on the daily stock RSI. That's beautiful. That's what we wanted to see. All right, awesome. And now again, from where we are right now, I mean, it doesn't even matter if we drop lower. Even if we drop to the 50-day EMA, which I think is totally valid, that's like 772, you're still going to have higher lows, and you're going to have lower lows from your last low, okay? Even if you drop lower, if you stay anywhere above 716 for Chainlink, you're going to have massive daily bullish divergence, okay? And I don't mean that lightly, man. I mean, it's there, okay? As long as you stay above the previous low. So I don't hate this correction. It's allowing you to build some good things here on the daily chart, and a lot of these altcoins needed a break, man. I mean, whenever you get the daily RSI overbought on the regular RSI, you need a break, man. You need a break, and you're getting that nice little break. We'll see if it's just a little break. But once again, as long as you stay above 719, I think you're fine for Chainlink. You break 719 though, for Chain. AVAX, kind of the same point, right? Rising wedge, broke down to the downside, right? Perfect. Daily stocks resetting to the downside. Beautiful. That's what we want to see. You're going to see a lot of these same setups on altcoins. You got daily bullish divergence from the previous low to the low, right? Lower lows, higher lows, bullish divergence. A lot of these alts are going to see the same setups. And I don't hate it, for AVAX. I think as long as you stay above 22-ish for AVAX, I think you're fine. I think you're fine on AVAX too, which is basically this level right here. Previous highs, previous lows. As long as you stay above that, I think you're fine. You break below there, right? Oh, see, none of the buttons work, man. It throws me off. Yeah, you'll see this from a lot of different things. I'm not going to go through every single one, but ADA looks like it's still actually holding this trend line. Very barely, just holding this trend line, which is interesting. Did you check out Gala? Yeah, Gala had a very interesting weekend, man. Like, it pumped and then it dumped. But yeah, Gala, same point, right? I mean, we had the rising wedge on Gala after breaking out from a falling wedge to the upside. Now we had a rising wedge, okay? We broke it down to the downside. Now we're sitting right at that 50 EMA. But if this could be the points where, I mean, you could argue it might not be. Here comes Bitcoin to the downside, by the way. Here we go. Here comes Bitcoin to the downside. Let's see what Bitcoin does here, though. But You know, as long as Gala, same type of deal. As long as, dude, I am burpy as hell. It's the black coffee. Ever since I started drinking black coffee, guys, I've been burping up a storm. Literally burping up a storm, bro. It's ridiculous. As long as Gala stays above 5.8, I think all is good. A lot of these, if they break these previous highs, you see these previous highs in these previous supports, as long as they stay above this on this drop, I think all is good. If this breaks, though, I think you're probably going to come back down and test the lows for Gala, which is fine, man. Just like I said, just another accumulation phase there, which is fine, which is definitely fine. So that's Gala. What else you guys say? Store J. Store J. Kind of jump through some of these on the daily. Yeah, Store J. I mean, Store J is still in its pattern, actually. And get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. So you can see Store J. We were watching this, right? Big downtrend of resistance for Store J. Just couldn't break it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 touches. Just couldn't break it. Once again for Store J, though, I mean, you're getting a reset that you probably needed for quite a bit. Okay? You always burp, no matter what you eat or drink. No, man. It's only when I drink black coffee, man. That's it. That's it. That's it. Only when I drink black coffee. Anyway, Store J. Probably come back down to these lows again. Right? Because you kind of just you go up, you go down, you go up, go down, up. You know, kind of been hovering up here. But it's probably likely you come back down to the bottom again. 6 cents or 60 cents. Seems likely at this point. Just kind of jumping through some of these guys. I mean, the 4-hour for Store J. Do you have bullish div? You do. You do have bullish divergence. Just watch for this to play out. Watch the Bitcoin chart. But, I mean, same point on this. You got higher lows and you got lower lows. So you got bullish divergence popping up on so many different time frames. 4-hour, daily, on a lot of these altcoins. Okay? That's why I wouldn't be surprised if you do come back up here. Alrighty? I won't be surprised at all. It's just that I need to see Bitcoin. I need to see Bitcoin behave. Right? Oh, behave. I need to see Ethereum behave. Because right now, they're, I guess they're sort of just chilling. Chilling like villains right now. Chilling like villains. Let's go. ApeCoin. I would do ApeCoin for Jordan. Let's go ApeCoin. Ape. Let's see APA. The Aperoo. What's going on, Ape? Dump music? I don't know if there's dump music worth it yet. You know what I mean? It's like the pump music. Like we can't just spam the pump music. We can't spam the dump music. As much as I want to spam it, like I want to spam it. You know? Let's see. Clint! Oh, come on, Clint. No, Clint. We're not playing this game. I told you, don't FOMO into ETH. Okay? And I told you Ethereum was at its biggest resistance. Go check out my channel. Go check out my video on my other channel. If you FOMO'd in right here, well, you're just horse guy, man. I'm going to be honest, Clint. Clint, you... Clint, what the hell, man? So, Clint, you're telling me you sold down here and you bought right here? That's your own fault, man. Come on, Clinty. Come on, Clinty. If it comes back down to here again, do not sell right here, okay? Clint, come on, man. Oh, Lord. Lordy, Clinty. What am I going to do with you? Anyways, ApeCoin. No. I guess so. ApeCoin. What do we got right here? So, Ape, you know... What do we got right here? We need a healthy retrace. We do. He got a little too bearish. Yeah, so I guess ApeCoin, it's kind of the same deal, right? It's kind of the same deal. So you got previous support. Okay. Support actually did break to the downside, and it looks like you did break trend on Ape. I mean, you're going to see this across the board from a lot of altcoins, right? You break in trend, you coming back up and back testing. Right now, you're finding resistance on that previous support, flipping as resistance. But I mean, you're at just such an interesting point, because if you look at the chart, now this could change. But if you look at the chart, you got higher lows and you got lower lows on the RSI, right? So you got bullish div. You got your daily stock RSI bottomed out, ready to move back to the upside. So you got the setup to go back to the upside, but you need Bitcoin to, behave, right? And you're still below resistance. So, I mean, here's what I watch for Ape. And watch this very carefully. If Ape can reclaim that trend line, if Ape reclaims this trend line, I'm looking for a move up, all right? Only if it can remain that trend line. And then you got the boost with these down here, all right? You got the boost. You got the boost, my man. Ape's got to reclaim this here. Okay, if it does, bada bing, bada boom, you're coming back up. Bitcoin chilling. ETH just chilling too. If we went to 10K, I would scream. Ah! Ah! That's how I picture Clint. Come on, Clinty. All right. So I think that's. I'll do a few more. See what you guys set up here, and then I'll probably call it a stream. I'm gonna make just a quick update, a video on Ethereum, and kind of what I'm looking at on the second channel. So make sure you guys, if you haven't subscribed to my second channel, make sure you guys go do it. Links in the description down below. Let's get the 2K subs on that channel, man. We're getting there. We're killing it over there. Make sure you go subscribe to that channel though. Links in the description. I'm gonna upload a deep dive into Ethereum. I'm gonna do it right after the stream, and then upload it edit and upload it right after this. Let me see what else you guys said though. I want to make sure I can see what you guys said up here. Crow. Let's do Crow. I'll do Crow for my guy here. I'm not eating any Crow. I'm still salty about Crow, man. To this day, I still remain slightly salty about Crow. Okay, I do. All right, what's going on with Crow? Crow. Daily for Crow. Should I have to eat more Crow? Might have to eat more Crow. But yeah, it's the same deal as Crow. As long as Crow holds, right around this 13. As long as Crow holds this previous high, I would say. Right? As long as it holds 13.5, I wouldn't get too flustered here. I definitely wouldn't get too flustered. The only thing that worries me is actually if you draw a trend line up like this. You guys can see that your previous resistance flipped into support, now is flipping into resistance again. So you did break that, what seems to be like this heart line almost. But as long as it holds here, I think you're going to be fine. And same type of deal. If Crow does continue lower and comes back down to this level, which you should find some support on, you're going to have higher lows and lower lows on the daily RSI. I mean, that's going to be a massive bullish divergence, right? And you're going to find this on plenty of different alts, right? So we continue to watch this. We were at an interesting level for many of these, but same type of deal. You look at Crow on the daily, or even the 4-hour time frame. Probably the daily though. What do you got up here for Crow? What do you got? You got this juicy vector candle right here that I expect you to come back up and take at some point. Whether you come back down lower first and then come back up, or you just come back up from this level. All right, but I expect Crow to get that to come up and be taken. Daily stocks is now bottomed out. Perfect. 4-hour time frame, right at the 200 EMA. So I don't hate that either. But yeah, I still think I think it's possible you could come back down to this 13.5 before coming back up, which is fine. Like, let the indicators reset. It's actually better if you do that, to be honest. It's a lot better. All right, Bitcoin. All right, that was a little fake out for BTC at the moment, guys. Yeah, what happened to Crypto Jeb, man? Crypto Jeb just call it quits. I saw the video on his channel. Like, all of a sudden, Crypto Jeb's like, screw this. It's a bear market, and I'm out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? No, I know there was something. I guess there was something going on with in his life. So, yeah, shout out to Crypto Jeb. I used to watch Crypto Jeb. I don't watch him recently, but I used to watch Crypto Jeb in like 2019, like a long time ago, man. Long time ago, back in the early days. But yeah, I used to watch Jeb way back in the day. I haven't probably in the last couple of years, at least consistently though. Crypto Jeb is now coffee and crypto. Yeah, my man. That's definitely the case. Let's see. Your salt will disappear on Crow's bankruptcy? I guess so. What's going on, Matt? Harmony 1? I got you, buddy. I got you. Harmony 1. See what's going on here. Harmony 1. He needs the time is all. I got you. I know there was something going on. All right. Harmony 1. Let's see. It's still a fine time to buy long term. Only buy red candles. Oh, that's one of the biggest keys, man. Only buy red candles. Your beard looks thicker. No, you know what it is? It's because I think it's the camera, man. It's the new camera. It's more HD. It's more HD. So maybe, and I'm on my old computer, and this computer has a better graphics card. So maybe you can just see the details better. Know what I mean? It's not loud. You guys can probably hear the difference. Like the laptop is like, and this one is just so quiet. It's so much better. Yeah. So Harmony 1. Yeah, I'd say it's the same deal for a lot of these alts, man. Like, you bring this down, right? As long as Harmony holds these previous highs, I think all is good in the world too. And what did you do on this dip? I think this was fine, man. This was actually needed for a lot of these altcoins and Bitcoin. This move down was so needed, man. It was so needed. What did you do? You had this big red yellow vector candle here, okay, which is the green vector. There was a lot of liquidity come back down and take. Where did you wick down to? Right to the bottom of this yellow vector, man. All right. You're also holding that 50 EMA. You were setting your daily stocks beautifully. Okay. Your RSI needed a reset. You were overbought on that. I mean, a lot of this was needed. And quite frankly, if anyone wants the prices to go up, you're gonna want these pullbacks, man. You know what I mean? Like, if you get too crazy too soon, it's not gonna play out the way you want it to. You could be forming more of a falling wedge here over the course of time. This still could go lower. I do think makes sense for it to kind of oscillate back down and come back down and test these previous highs, right? Turn these previous highs into support here, have a falling wedge, which break up to the upside 68% of the time, right? I mean, all the wedges we've looked at recently have played out in the direction they're supposed to. You know, obviously at some point they're not, right? Market makers aren't going to make it that obvious. But, I mean, this is a falling wedge coming back down to support. I think you come back down, retest the 200 EMA, right? You got your 4-hour stocks, daily stocks ready to reverse. You bounce off those, you come back up. All right? That's what makes the most sense to me there on Harmony. So, you're going to see the same setup for a lot of these altcoins, man. You know, but I do think you're going to see slightly lower here. Slightly lower. But I will say this. For the bearish case scenario, you smack freaking 2.6 back down to the downside on a daily close. It's not great. It's not great for me. Because then you're going to be breaking multiple trends. You're going to be breaking this trend line and this horizontal trend line. All right? So watch that. Watch that very, 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 very carefully for Mr. Harmony 1 here. If they pull the cards, it's over for Crow. Yeah, true. I got to look into that more. I can't just say true. I just go, yeah, true. All right, guys. I am probably going to call it a stream. Clint, I appreciate you saying the beard looks thicker, though. I appreciate that, man. I definitely appreciate that. That's definitely a compliment. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys. I'll see you guys later. We're going to see Horse Guy, Bob, Jabba, everyone fun at 7 p.m. So make sure you guys are there coming up in about 8 hours from now. I got to fix a lot of this shiza over here and do some things. So I'll catch you guys later. All right? Adios. Have a fantastic day. Catch you guys later. Don't panic, sell your crypto. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And most of all, don't panic, sell your crypto. And be ready. Be ready. Because a lot of you guys want a second chance. A lot of you guys want, a second chance at redemption at these lows. Okay? If it does come back down there, which I think is possible. Here you go. You guys have been asking for it. is this going to be the time where you take advantage of it? All right? Think to yourself. Think before it happens. Don't try to think as it happens. Think about it now. If it goes to 20K, what's your plan? If it goes to 19K, what's your plan? If Bitcoin reverses and goes to 28K, what's your plan? If Bitcoin accumulates here for 3 months, what's your plan? Think about it, all right? Adios, guys. Peace out. Peace.